Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about performance appraisal. Let us first know about performance. What is performance? In this picture, we can see the sportsman is ready to perform. He knows his aim to be achieved and accordingly he is putting his efforts to win. This is nothing but performance. Performance is getting the job done, producing the result that you aimed at. Nothing else matters. There are no prizes for coming second. Now, what is an appraisal? Appraisal is nothing but an assessment or evaluation of the performance done. Now, we will see what is performance appraisal. Friends, performance appraisal is nothing but what we expect, what really happens and how we console ourselves. Expectations is nothing but the standard. When we start work, we get the exact result either above the standard or expectation, equal to standard or below the standard, which is nothing but what really happens. If the performance is below the standard, how we console ourselves is very important so that the upcoming performance could be improved. Let us understand about the introductory part of performance appraisal. Appraisal is nothing but evaluation or assessment of performance. Appraisal of performance is widely used in society. Parents evaluate their children, teachers evaluate their students and employers evaluate their employees. However, formal evaluation of employees is believed to have been adopted for first time during the First World War. At the instance of Walter Dill Scott, the US Army adopted the man-to-man rating system for evaluating military personnel. During 1920 to 1930, in industrial units, hourly paid workers were evaluated on the basis of rating scores. This early appraisal system was called merit rating. In early 50s, performance appraisal techniques began to be used for technical, professional and managerial personnel. Since then, tremendous changes have been taken place in the concept, techniques and philosophy of performance appraisal. These changes have been summarized in this table. We can see the atoms, former emphasis and the present focus. Now, regarding the terminology, the former emphasis was on merit rating and the present focus is on performance appraisal. The second one regarding the purpose, the former emphasis was on determining wage increase, promotion, transfer and layoff, and the present focus is on development of the individual and improved job performance. The third one regarding application, the former emphasis was on for rank and file workers and the present focus is on for managerial and technical workers. The fourth one regarding the factors rated, the former emphasis was on personal traits and the present focus is on performance, results or accomplishments. The fifth one regarding the techniques, the former emphasis was on rating scales with emphasis upon scores and the present focus is on mutual goal setting, critical incidents and group appraisals. The sixth one regarding post appraisal interview, the former emphasis was on superior communicates his or her rating to the subordinate and seeks to have the employee accept the rating. The present focus is on superior stimulates employee to analyze himself or herself and set the goals with the help of counsel of superior. Now, we will see the concept of performance appraisal. After procurement of an employee and before starting the work, it is essential for him to know the standard or required performance according to which he can perform. As an employee starts performing according to the standards, either he or she meets the requirements or lacks. To know this deviation, evaluation of that performance is essential, which is nothing but performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is one of the important activities of HR department. On the basis of these reports, the organization and an employee can understand the growth of an individual and at large of an organization could be known. On the basis of these reports, training and development programs, compensation to be paid, promotion, demotion or transfer, etc. could be decided. Performance appraisal is a systematic and objective way of judging the relative worth or ability of an employee in performing his or her task. Friends, now we will see the definitions. The first definition is given by Flippo. According to Flippo, performance appraisal is the systematic, periodic and impartial rating of an employee's excellence in matters pertaining to his present job and his potential for a better job. The second definition is given by Beach. Performance appraisal is the systematic evaluation of the individual with regard to his or her performance on the job and his potential for development. Now, we will see the objectives of performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is undertaken for variety of purposes. Performance appraisal is broadly used for meeting the purposes which are as follows. First one, to provide feedback to employees so that they come to know where they stand and can improve their job performance. Second, to provide valid database for personnel decisions concerning placement, pay, promotion, transfer, layoff or termination of services, etc. Third, to diagnose the strengths and weaknesses of individuals so as to identify further training needs. Fourth, to provide coaching, counseling, career planning and motivation to subordinates. Fifth, to develop positive superior subordinate relations and thereby reduce grievances. Sixth one, to establish a basis for research and reference for personnel decisions in future. Seventh one, to test the effectiveness of recruitment, selection, placement and induction programs. Now, we will see the importance or need of performance appraisal. The various factors of importance of performance appraisal are basis of personnel policies, effectiveness of procurement function, analyze training and development need, feedback and counseling system, facilitates planning, promotes positive work environment, size up the employees, protects management, identifies job design errors and lastly external challenges. We will see these factors one by one in detail. First one, basis of suitable personnel policies. It gives information about the performance ranks on the basis of which organization takes decisions regarding the salary fixation, promotion, demotion and transfer, confirmation of employees, etc. Thus, performance appraisal serves as the basis of suitable personnel policies. Next, to judge the effectiveness of procurement function. It helps to judge the effectiveness of recruitment, selection, placement and induction or orientation systems of the organization. Next, to analyze training and development needs. These needs can be assessed because performance appraisal reveals people who require further training to overcome their weaknesses. It also helps in identifying the individuals who has high potential and groomed up for higher positions. For example, Suraj Computers is a hardware company spread all over Maharashtra. There are 5 marketing executives A, B, C, D and E working at Kolhapur branch. It is observed that Kolhapur branch has lower market share as compared to other branches. So, the company has decided to conduct the training program for marketing executives working in Kolhapur. For this, it would like to know the performance of these marketing executives. Performance appraisal results are, there are 5 different employees A, B, C, D and E. There is standard performance per month and actual performance per month and the deviation between standard and actual performance. Performance appraisal results are, we can see in this table, there are 5 different employees A, B, C, D and E. Standard performance per month for all employees is 10 and the actual performance per month of A is 4, B 5, C 9, D 10 and E 12. So, if we calculate the deviation between standard performance and actual performance of A is 6, deviation of B is 5, deviation of C is 9, deviation of D is 0 and deviation of E, he is actually exceeding the performance. All the marketing executives have same target or standard performance to be achieved per month, which is 10 units. There is deviation in actual performance of all these marketing executives. From the above deviation, it is observed that A and B have maximum negative deviation. It is observed that A and B are lacking in communication skills and have poor technical knowledge. After analyzing the needs, the company has organized training program to improve communication skills and technical knowledge of A and B. Now, the next one is feedback and counseling system. It gives feedback about the employee's performance and to rectify the deficiencies if any. It serves as a means of telling a subordinate how he or she is doing and suggesting necessary changes in his or her attitude and behavior. For example, we can consider the Suraj Computers example, where after identifying the deviation, the company, that is Suraj Computers, has given the feedback to the marketing executives about their performance. As A and B have negative deviation, the company has suggested them to attend the training programs and counseling is done to motivate them so that their performance can be improved. For C, through counseling, the company can suggest to improve the performance by putting little extra efforts. For D, through counseling, the company can suggest to maintain the performance and offer increments or incentive as a part of appreciation. For E, through counseling, company can offer higher position, job responsibilities and challenging job as a part of appreciation. Facilitates planning. Performance appraisal facilitates human resource planning, career planning and succession planning. For example, if we continue with the same example as we have talked before about Suraj Computers, it can provide better positions to D and E as both of them have achieved and exceeded the standards. Thus, careers of employees can be planned appropriately. Next, promotes positive work environment. It promotes positive work environment that contributes to productivity. When achievements are recognized and rewarded on the basis of objective performance measures, there is positive work environment. For example, if we continue with the same example, if Suraj Computers offers promotions to D and E, it develops the positive work environment. C will be motivated to work more and to achieve the standards. Even A and B will also feel motivated to learn and improve their skills. Next, to size up the employees. A competitive spirit is created and employees are motivated to improve their performance. Systematic appraisal provides management an opportunity to properly size up the employees. For example, let us continue with the same example of Suraj Computers. As Suraj Computers has good career planning system for its employees, C, D and E will get appropriate position as per their performance. And the company can plan for future human resources considering C, D and E for higher positions after providing the opportunities to improve performance if it is observed that A and B are not improving much, then the company can think either to transfer or replace them. Next is protects management from charges of discrimination. Systematic performance appraisal helps to develop confidence among employees. Appraisal records protect management from charges of discrimination levelled by trade unions. Employee grievances can be reduced. For example, if we consider the same example, suppose A and B are replaced or removed by the company because of their poor performance. A and B will not have any grievances as the company has given them enough chance to improve their performance. Thus, performance appraisal protects management from charges of discrimination. Next one, identifies job design errors. Poor performance may be a symptom of ill-conceived job designs. Appraisal helps to diagnose these errors. For example, let us continue with the same example. If suppose A and B are misfit for that job or their jobs are not properly designed, this could be identified and accordingly most suitable jobs can be designed for them. In case of E, suppose E finds his present job very simple, he can be assigned higher level and challenging jobs. Thus, performance appraisal helps to identify job design errors. Next is external challenges. Sometimes performance is influenced by external factors outside the work environment such as family, financial factors, health or other personal matters. If these factors are uncovered through appraisals, Human Resource Department may be able to provide assistance. Let us see an example. Supreme Private Limited is a fast growing company which has 200 employees. Mr. Anil, high performing employee, was working in an organization from past 6 years. But last year his performance was not up to the mark. The manager of his department observed that Mr. Anil is unable to concentrate on his job. The manager identified that his wife is sick, suffering through cancer, and Mr. Anil is unable to meet the expenses of the treatment. Because of that, Mr. Anil is disturbed. After identifying the reason, the manager offered him a good medical assistance which was very reasonable and some financial assistance for the treatment. This support from the manager helped Mr. Anil to reduce his tension and boost his morale. What should be rated? Usually, following criteria used to assess the performance. First is the quality of the work which leads to perfection. Next one, quantity, the amount of work completed or number of units produced. Next, timeliness in achieving the result or completing the activity at appropriate time. Next is cost effectiveness, using organizational resources like human, money, technology, material to get highest gain. Next is need for supervision, the degree to which a job performer can carry out a job function without supervisory assistance. Next, interpersonal impact, cooperation required among the co-workers and subordinates. Next is training, need of training to improve skills and knowledge. These above criteria are used to assess the past performance and behavior of an employee, and also to assess the potential of an employee for future performance which could be assumed for higher responsibilities. Friends, now we will see the process of performance appraisal. These are the steps of performance appraisal. First one, setting performance standards. Second, communicating the standards. Third one is measuring the performance. Fourth one is comparing with the standards. Fifth one is discussing the results. And last, sixth one is taking corrective actions. Let us see these steps one by one in detail. First one, setting performance standards. The process of performance appraisal begins with setting the performance standards, which is nothing but setting up the criteria to be used to evaluate the performance of employees. The criteria is specified with the help of job analysis, which gives the details of the job. This criteria should be clear, objective and in writing so that the output can be measured accurately. While deciding the criteria, discussions with the immediate superiors should be done so that the criteria can be accurate. In addition to deciding the characteristics, it is necessary to decide the appraiser, that is, who is to do the appraisal, how frequently and the objective or purpose of appraisal. Usually, appraiser should be the immediate superior, as he or she knows the subordinate well. Frequency of appraisal depends on the type of job and the type of industry. Let us see an example. In manufacturing industry, appraisal of production people is done on weekly basis to know the production level, whereas appraisal of marketing executives is done on monthly, bi-monthly or on quarterly basis. Appraisal of managerial level employees is done on annually or twice a year. Frequency of appraisal depends on the policy of that organization. In some cases, when the work performance cannot be measured, then the personal characteristics which contribute to employee performance must be determined. These characteristics are work quality, honesty and reliability, cooperation and teamwork, job knowledge, initiative, leadership, safety consciousness, attendance, learning ability, adaptability, judgment, sense of responsibility and health and physical conditions, etc. Standards of these characteristics should be indicated on the performance appraisal form, which must be carefully designed and printed. Next one, communicating the standards. After setting the performance standards, it is essential to communicate and explain these standards to the concerned employees so that they can understand the expectations and perform as per expectations. While communicating the standards, employees' reactions to the standards should be obtained, and these standards can be modified in the light of feedback obtained from the employees and appraisers or evaluators. Third one, measuring performance. Once the performance standards are specified and accepted by the employees and evaluators, the next step is to measure the actual performance. To measure the actual performance, right method or technique of appraisal must be selected. Personal observations, written reports, face-to-face feedback are some of the means which are used to collect the data about the performance. Performance of different employees must be measured in such a way that it can be compared. What is measured is as important as how it is measured. Next is comparing the actual with standards. Actual performance is compared with the predetermined standards. This reveals the deviation which may be positive or negative. Positive deviation occurs when actual performance exceeds the standard performance. Negative deviation occurs when actual performance is far away on the lower side of standard performance. Now the next one is discussing the appraisal. After comparing the performance and identifying the deviations, either positive or negative, it must be discussed with the concerned employee. Accordingly, rewards, improvements or other motivating techniques could be used to reach the standards and boost the morale of the employees. Now the last one, taking corrective actions. Taking corrective actions is the last step of performance appraisal process. Through mutual discussions with employees The steps required to improve performance are identified and initiated. Training, coaching, counseling, etc. are some of the examples of corrective actions that help to improve the performance. Thus, organizations can follow the proper performance appraisal process to evaluate or assess performance of their employees. Thank you.